Hi, this is David Breslow. Welcome back. If you're watching this video, that means you are wise enough to subscribe to the Peak Performance Tennis Player newsletter. So welcome. I'm glad you did. You won't be sorry. So right now, we're on the page that I call my Q&A page, and it really is a very detailed and honest and open description of my program, how I teach it, and of myself. So you get to know everything really on this page. But here's what's really interesting. I've discovered over the years that so many tennis players are having so many problems trying to be their best on the court. And what's out there? What you get to see are a lot of information and tips and strategies, and you see them in articles, you see them on television, you see them in books, and people try to apply these things, and yet they still sabotage themselves when they go on the court. There's a real problem here. You heard me say in the last video that 85% of my clients try these usual and traditional tips that they see and hear all the time, and yet 85% of them say that they don't last. Clearly, there's a problem here. And I'm here to tell you that there's a real answer to that problem. And what this page is going to show you is what those answers are. Now, what I discovered through my own poor play at the beginning of my tennis playing career is that I struggled and I suffered and I underperformed, and it was really a horrible scenario. If you remember, I mentioned to you on the last video that I had a lot of talent, I looked really good on the court, I moved very well, and yet I still lost quite a lot, almost to everybody. In fact, at the end of most of my matches, I'd shake hands with my opponent and I'd hear them say this: "Wow, when we were warming up, I thought you were going to kill me." Can you imagine how frustrating it is to hear that time and time and time again? Well, I did a lot of my own research. I studied all the psychological tactics, and I read all the books at that time, and I studied all the literature that was out there, and yet I found that something was still missing. And I was right. There's actually a faster, simpler, more direct, easier way to start getting what you want, and that's what I'm teaching now. So take a few moments, if you would, and take a look at the page that's below this video, because you're going to learn a lot of things about why I do it the way I do it, and why the impact creates such a faster shift for the people that I work with. It actually changes the way they think, how they feel, and what they do on the tennis court. And believe it or not, all this occurs in just inside of 8 sessions. That's right. All I do is work with somebody for about 8 sessions, really no more than that. And within that time, they're going to learn the truth about peak performance and human performance. And the truth that there are basic, predictable, precise, undeniable, and provable laws of human performance. And they affect everybody. Nobody is immune to this. That's the great part about it. So, what's really interesting is that most people really don't know about these things. So the ones who are really interested in raising the level of their game, no matter what arena you happen to play in, it doesn't matter if you're a competitive player, or if you're in social leagues, or you just want to start playing better tennis because you know you can. And most of you listening to this, you have a feeling deep down inside that you know you can play better, because most people tell me that. So, why not start doing it? Stop admiring other players who are playing well and just be one of them, because you can start doing that now. So take your time, look at the information below, and if you have any questions, my contact information is there. And one more thing before I go, I've also made it easy to get in touch with me and actually start taking the program without committing to it. Because what I did was I set up a Kick the Tires session where you're able to have an appointment with me. I send you my assessment. That's something I made up on my own for myself and my clients. You get the assessment. We talk about some of the highlights of the assessment, and you get to ask any questions you want about me or the program, and you will walk away from that session with at least 2 insights that will already change the way you think about and play the game. And it's all set up for you. Kick the tires. You're welcome to go through it. So again, take your time without me talking in your ear. You don't need me around. Take your time, take a look at it at your own leisure, and if you have any questions or concerns, my contact information is there. I'm more than happy to speak with you, and I do answer my phone. So I look forward to hearing from you.